Hey, Channel Surfers, this is Lauren.
And this is Dee.
And this is 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 7, Episode 2, Hasta La Vista.
Baby.
You were going to say it. I knew that 90s was going to come out and she was going to give us some Arnold Terminator.
No way I'm going to hear that and not have it finished with baby.
I'm telling you, this episode had all kinds of stuff stuck in my head. Are you feeling any different about these couples that we met last week?
A little bit, yeah. I think Brad has a little more substance than I originally thought.
Who's Brad?
Brat.
I
think
like,
Brat. I keep calling her Brat.
Madeline.
Yes.
Which I have to remember, and I'm such a nerd. I'm like, okay, lien, like a mortgage lien. Just me and my nerdy financial attorney.
Right.
Like Madeline.
Yes.
L-I-E-N.
Yeah, so she definitely has, I think, a little more substance than I originally thought.
Definitely are playing with us with this edit. They're pulling me, they're jerking me around. I'm feeling a little bit different about some of these people. But yeah, I think this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to go couple by couple. We do have a new couple, Greta and Hazel. I'm just kidding. Greta and Matthew.
I was going to say, I thought, is she marrying Matthew or Hazel? Because I wasn't really sure. I was kind of confused at first.
I understand that love for animals. I have a similar
I do
love
too,
for
but
animals.
yeah, I thought it was a little over the top.
Well, we've got a lot to get into. This is a great season. There's so much going on. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Sumit, if you had just one shot, one opportunity to start this cafe, to seize everything you ever wanted, one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? His palms are sweaty, knees eat, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Jenny spaghetti. India's favorite couple, Jenny and Sumit. That's where we're starting today. And okay, I just tried to pull that off. I probably massively failed, but I could not get Eminem's Lose Yourself out of my head after watching Jenny make spaghetti. I was like, Jenny spaghetti.
I know. I was just sitting here thinking, Elsie in the house.
Well, hopefully it sounds like I'm in the house and not up under a house. What the heck? Like, that's all she can make. She is 67 years old, and she's not even making spaghetti that's fresh. It's like, let's get these dry noodles and put them in water and add a can of ragu. No salt, mind you, and powdered cheese.
I was thinking that was the first thing that I ever taught my kids how to fix for themselves when they were younger. And she didn't even do it very well. Like it wasn't even fully cooked.
It was al dente. I mean, there's vomit on their sweaters already, Jenny's spaghetti. And then they're going to sit there and say, you need to cook every day. I feel like that is the edit. There is no way that those people are pushing her butt to get in that kitchen and cook after they ate that spaghetti. I don't think they want to taste anything she makes except for maybe tea, because that seems safe.
Yeah.
Until you find out she's only used to mixing like powdered drinks and water, and then oops.
Right. Well, what I was thinking is something, and I can't say that I have never done this because I have in certain situations. But I was thinking, did she do it on purpose so that like they wouldn't ask her to cook anymore? Because that's exactly, hey, Dee, wash the car. I never had to wash the car again when I got done. That kind of a situation.
Teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
She thought it was good. Sumit wasn't going to question it. He looked like he was questioning a lot. Like his face said, I have questions, but his mouth said it was fine.
Nobody else's face said that.
It was so funny though. His little nephew, Anshu, is so cute. At the beginning, he's jumping all over Sumit, and Sumit's like, go find your mama. He walks off. He goes, thank God.
Haven't we all been there? Haven't we all been there at one point or another?
I'm there right now. I'm 41 years old with a 4-year-old, but when I say go find your mama, he's like, Mama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to have to say, go find daddy.
Now, they've decided that Johny can do the cleaning, but Sumit and Johny and the family, they're going to open a cafe. This sounds like a horrible idea.
Yeah, they can't even get the domestic house figured out, let alone opening a business and try and make money. Are you kidding me?
Doing business is hard with family and friends. I mean, Dee and I have become friends working together because two of us, we're close friends now. But had we started out with as friends and started working together, it might have been a whole different story. I don't think I could work with anybody in my family.
I could probably work with my sister for sure.
5 times already.
Yeah.
Of you, Mom.
Your mom.
So mad at whatever and she quits. It's so funny. Yeah. So.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I had watched your guys' Big Brother the other day, and you did it again. You kept cutting her off, and you could see she makes these expressions, and I'm just like, she's gonna tell you, Lauren. She's gonna tell you in a minute.
Well, the last time she quit is because we made that video of her that made it look like she was cussing.
I know. I still want to play that. I still want to get that out on TikTok. It is hilarious. It's hilarious. I showed my entire family. My mom said the same thing. She was rolling laughing.
We've got to just talk her into it. She's already showing her friends from church. So I think we're getting somewhere.
I would think once it passed muster with the friends at church that we should get a green light for TikTok, because I thought that was all she was worried about in the first place.
Unnecessarily bleeping out words that aren't bad, but it looks really bad when we put the censored in front of her face and a beep sign.
The second one about Keanu at the end has me rolling every time. Every time I watch it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, family business. And then this is a cafe, which restaurants are one of the most likely to fail starter businesses because the overhead is so high. You have to pay for the food that it goes bad. So if you don't use it, then you lose your inventory. So it's hard to start a restaurant. It just seems like a very high risk business. And the whole family's supposed to be working there. Sumit's dad, who's retired, right. Johny, who's 67 and should be retired. Sumit's mom, who I don't think she's ever going to retire. She's like the Energizer Bunny. Sumit's brother, who's going to quit his job, which I got stuff to say about that.
Yeah. I was completely shocked when he said that. I'm like, you're kidding me. Right? Like, right?
And they're putting all of this, all of their hopes, all of their dreams, all of their finances, all of this in the hands of Sumit. It is up to him to get this business up and running.
Well, now, not only that, I mean, they're expecting a freaking coffee machine to be the superstar of this cafe because nobody else around has this coffee machine. They have them in America.
Well, to be fair, they find a location, which we'll get into in a minute, and it's on a university campus. So college students like coffee. It's something that people don't have. There's like 5 different restaurants in this location. None of them have coffee. But before we even get there, Sumit walks in. And Johny is sitting on the bed, and he's like, hey, does my beard look good? I can't really see it. The lighting's not great. And he's like, why are you sitting on your ass?
Yeah, everybody else is in the kitchen cooking, woman.
Do you want trouble? Is that why you're sitting there in the bed? No, she's tired. I'm tired just thinking about it, and I'm not 67. I'm with Johny. I just want to sit in bed and chill. You're wanting her to get up and go early and cook?
I have to say something, okay? Like, I'm assuming they're living there without paying any rent or anything.
True.
So I feel like the contributions to the household as far as the cleaning and the cooking should be done, in appreciation for a roof over my head, the food on my table, without me having to pay any rent or anything. Now, if she was paying rent, I get it. Okay, I'm a lazy person. I don't like to get out of bed first thing in the morning, but I don't feel like you should be catering to yourself in a situation like that. That's what's expected. They made it clear. I know. And it gets even funnier when she does get up and go in the kitchen.
Sitting here, not paying bills and definitely not getting up and cleaning. We had our housekeepers come earlier today, and she walked in, and I was about to start recording, so we had to push it back. They got here a little early, and I did speak my really broken Spanish to them. I was like, sorry, my Spanish is more or less. It's probably more on the less side. But I was like, you can clean my room first. I'll work later. I'm sure my conjugation and everything was wrong, but she did not understand what I was saying in English. So when I started talking to this nice lady in Spanish, she picked up on it. I think they speak Portuguese, but my son was talking to them in Spanish the other day, so I gave it a shot. But they were like, what the heck's why are there lights? I'm like, oh, no. Trabajo luego. Limpio mi cuarto ahora. All horribly broken. I'm like, I'm so sorry. But we were able to communicate, and they said that they were having a good day, and I was like, that's great. Thank you so much. I couldn't do it. Johny, I'm tired just looking at it. I mean, she had Social Security. She was in the U.S. She gave all this up to go be with Sumit, and now we're just going to see how he gets this family business off the ground. So Johny doesn't want none of this nonsense. She don't want the trouble. She don't want to go get up early either. She wants to enjoy the last years of her life. Now, as they're in the kitchen, Sadhna and Sumit's sister-in-law, did you notice that big thing of Patron on the counter? There's like a giant thing of tequila.
It probably came out of Jenny's bags.
It wasn't even small. This was like a big Patron.
You know, they were confiscating her alcohol on the last episode. It's probably Jenny's. She's probably already mad. She's probably seen that Patron and be like, that's mine.
Why is it still sitting there?
It's not community property.
It's hitting that in the morning.
They're having some Irish tea or coffee.
And she asked Johny to make her tea, but Jenny's like, oh, you want to make me tea? Sure. No, honey. Make my tea. It's like Cinderella. Johny, go make my tea.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, Johny, she's not asking you if you want some. She's asking you to make her some.
Now, in India, it's early mornings. You need to get your lazy butt out of bed. There ain't no sitting around. You're going to go work at the cafe all day, but in India, we come back and the women work. Sumit's job is just to find a place for this cafe. Honestly, they probably should have had Sumit cooking and had Johny looking for a cafe space. He finds the space. The location is great. Location.
Mm-hmm.
It is a food court. It's in the middle of the university. It's where everybody goes to get food. And the location, you can't beat it. But as soon as he takes Johny in there, the first thing she says is, this is too small. You don't even have any cooking items in here. You don't have inventory. You have nothing in here. How are we all going to fit into what looks essentially like a hallway?
She literally can touch one wall with one hand and the other wall with the other, demonstrating to him how narrow it is. I mean, it was insanely close quarters.
And then Sumit tells us they don't have running water.
No.
They start measuring with their arms. Like, I'm sorry. Why didn't you get the measuring tape and measure this when you first looked at this spot? Is this the first time you've rented something? No. You had an apartment. Like, I mean, we've looked at offices before, and I'm sitting there like measuring things out, thinking about where things go, thinking about what will be needed. Where is this planning? The planning just seems to be completely out the window. Sumit even goes to get some momos, which are fried or steamed dumplings, and he brings them back. He's like, we need to taste our competitors' food to see if we can compete with them. Shouldn't that have been something you did before you paid the $1,000 down payment and first month's rent, which, by the way, is half of their savings?
Mm-hmm.
They've tossed half of their savings away at this point.
He clearly does not have a very good business head.
No. And they want to do hamburgers and hot dogs and fries and chai tea and, like you said, coffee. That's going to be the center thing. They'll be the only person that has this coffee area. And they're going to bring water in for cooking and for cleaning the dishes. They're going to go into this common spot because they don't have running water. The family comes in and they're going, this isn't going to work. Every single one of Sumit's family is going, this thing is too dang small. You got us all shoved in here like sardines. How's this going to happen? And then his brother is saying, I'm quitting my job for this. Okay, time out. Like, that's on you a little bit, brah. I'm sorry. You need to like assess your new job before you go quitting your old one. This does not seem like good risk management for you, brah.
I wouldn't even have quit my job until this business had been going a couple months to just see if they would even be able to pay him.
This has to be production driven. They've got to have a better plan than what we're seeing.
It's either that or everybody's dreaming rainbows and unicorns or something, because, I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's like every single couple in this so far has some kind of financial issues.
First of all, there's no way his family just shows up out of nowhere after him and Johny are there. They were meant to go there and have that discussion. And because this area doesn't work so well, it just so happens that Sumit has a plan B. What's that plan B, you might ask? Well, it's this little hole in the wall off the beaten path. It has running water.
And it is larger.
But nobody's going to see it. How are you going to get people to come in when it's out behind everything and everybody is going to the other location? So the family decides that location is best. Let's go to the place that's in that main center. The first thing that I'm thinking, the center of your business is coffee. So what can you do? Location is important. Being visible is important. Why not focus on the coffee? You'll need water for the coffee. Use paper cups, paper plates so you don't have to wash dishes, and make that the center, like your Starbucks, and then maybe have some pastries, something that you don't have to have a fryer to cook up, something that can be refrigerated and maybe heated up quickly in a microwave. Instead of changing your location, since your focus is coffee, make that the focus. Have some easy finger foods. Reduce what you have. If you have pastries, you can have them frozen and then put them in the microwave. That's going to last longer and take less time to cook than burgers. It's going to be less cleanup than frying things.
Absolutely.
So to me, that would be, and then you have less overhead. You're less items that you're out there selling, less that you're purchasing. To me, that would be a smarter decision. Maybe that's where they're going with all of this.
Or they will decide to go that direction.
Because to me, that was the most obvious thing. Going and getting a bigger place out in the middle of nowhere was not.
And they agreed. They agreed that the smaller space with the foot traffic would be much better.
So I think a lot of this is producer driven. Sumit, you hear him talking that sunken cost fallacy too. I've already put $1,000 in. It's too late to turn around. No, I mean, what happens after you put your next 1,000 in, your other half of your savings, then you're out of money. And then I don't know if you have debt. I don't know how readily available it is in Indian culture versus in the United States, where 18-year-old can sign up and get a credit card. But after you run out of that other half, you're just getting deeper and deeper into that hole. What do you think? What would you do if you were in this position?
Well, first of all, I would have had the family and everybody look at the space before I dumped my savings into it.
You're like, first of all, I wouldn't have been an idiot.
Yeah.
I would have measured the dang thing out.
Well, I wouldn't have just relied on myself. If it's a family business, I would have had the family come and look at it. Does everybody like this? Or do we agree this is the way we're going to do it? And then sink my money into it.
Right.
I mean, none of them had seen it before he had already paid the down payment, started construction on the inside, and put money into it.
Which is what makes me think this is producer driven. Maybe their business plan is something that makes more sense, like what I'm thinking, and they just need a storyline. So before they get all the stuff in there, they're like, oh, let's create this problem. Like, if we were going to cook hamburgers and French fries, there would be an issue.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that.
And it's only been a week, and Jenny's already questioning how she's going to live with Sumit's family. Not only live, but work. They are going to be bestest friends, tied at the hips 24/7.
It's actually just a really funny dynamic to watch because we know that she's 67. She's actually older than his mom. And it's like watching this old woman who's living this life as this teenager or early 20 something in this home. And I just have to crack up with she does the expressions and everything and the comments exactly like somebody in that age group would do. It's just funny. I enjoy watching it. I
I'm a
always
grown
get a
woman,
giggle.
and they're already busting me on the alcohol. But again, I feel like a lot of this is producer-driven drama. Even Sadhna, she is just making these comments, these little picks at Jenny. Like when Jenny said she was making spaghetti, she goes, "Whoa." It was so comical. Just like, oh, wow, dude, you're boiling some water and adding some sauce.
We're in for a treat. Big 5-star resort dinner, chef.
What is Jenny going to be doing at this cafe? Lord knows she's not going to be cooking. She can microwave. I'm sure that girl can microwave.
Oh my gosh, they'll probably have her be the one that's going to the communal washing pot for the washing spot for the dishes and
they're going to break Jenny. They are going to break Jenny.
She went one haul of dishes to that and she'd be like, I'm done. I'm going back to the United States.
I think her idea, though, kind of like she said when they were driving to this new location, she's like, oh, I can finally get out of the house and eat something somewhere else. She's just planning on going and snacking.
She'll be it from one restaurant to the other after the in the food court.
She's like, I'm just going to go have a little lunch. Y'all work. It'll be fine.
Well, it's time for dessert. I'll be back. Well, it's tea time. I'll be back.
Break time? Yes. It's always break time.
She'll be one of those that takes 30 minutes to walk 5 feet.
I don't smoke, but this is my smoke break. Next up, we got Johny and Chloe. And Chloe, I don't think you're marrying a pirate, honey. This is like some weird gymnast thing. This is not piracy.
Can I say I was like highly disappointed? I thought this was going to be like this uber hot guy that everybody was just, oh no, I didn't think so at all. I didn't think so at all. Not the way they had worked him up to be. Like all of these girls just throw themselves at him all the time. And I just
he seems less like a womanizer than what the edit has showed so far, I think.
But I was disappointed. I was expecting somebody that looked like Rob or something. I was like, oh, I can have a Rob this episode. I thought it was going to be Johny. It's not.
I think Johny is very cute.
I don't. I'm sorry.
He's also old enough to be your kid.
True. Well, Rob probably was too. I don't know.
Yeah. Rob's just very pretty from 90 Day Hunt
I'm
for
not
Love.
56 here.
So he says life is about happiness and enjoying it. And while Michelle, Chloe's mom, says that he's a pirate, he's like an entertainer.
He's an actor.
Does acrobat stuff. He's kind of like a Disney actor. Is what it reminds me of. And he just goes on this party boat and everybody dances and he's like swinging off ropes and jumping in the water. Very fit for 32.
Yeah. I think he said he did some emceeing too.
He does. He's the MC. He's kind of the host of the boat. He has to make sure there's alcohol so that people have fun. They're not out there robbing ships. They might be stealing that booty, but I think he's kind of over those days too. He's starting to see he's a certain age. He wants to settle down. He wants to have a family. He's 32. How long is he going to be able to do this pirate thing? Is he going to be like Johnny Depp and doing it in his 50s?
Well, or is there like Johnny Depp? He might be able to.
Hey.
Oh.
Now, did you notice how he says he has a girlfriend? So they're not engaged.
I did not catch that.
Yeah. He says it's his girlfriend, is Chloe. He acts like when they first met each other, It was on this boat. They were partying, and she was having a great time with him. And he almost like joked, like, oh, you could come back. It's like he wasn't even being serious. And then a week later, she shows up.
Well, he's probably used to saying things like that to girls all the time because he said his job was based on tips as well. So he doesn't like to just shut people down because it's
Right.
tip based. So it sounded kind of like something that he probably said quite frequently to girls.
He didn't seem disappointed that she came, and they
No.
hit it off really well.
Yeah, he said the more he got to know her, the more, he was falling in love with her.
But he's not going to leave Aruba. This is the life that he enjoys. He loves his country, and he's not willing to go to the United States. And long distance, they're saying that's not going to work. And I thought that was kind of strange until we start finding out more about Chloe and Johnny's relationship.
Oh my gosh. Can I just say I was like completely shocked? First of all,
You texted me. You're like,
the fact that she is just so cute and adorable. I mean, she is gorgeous.
She is
And to
very
be
cute.
that insecure, I mean, she is texting him, blowing his phone up day and
while he's
night.
at work.
And then when he said that she has a house camera that she can access him in his house to see what he's doing and where he's at, that's over the top. I mean, I would have been like drawing lines right then. This is not for me.
But it's all magically going to change when she comes over.
Couldn't even allow it to start. Like if somebody said they needed to do that, I would be like, okay, we're not fit for each other. This is not going to work.
She got mad because she couldn't see him on the camera. He was like outside drinking a cup of coffee, and she was mad that she couldn't see him on the camera.
Thought he was manipulating the camera.
I feel like part of this has to do with youth and inexperience. She's 23 years old. She hasn't really lived life to where maybe she has more confidence in herself. She's probably still trying to figure out who she is. She's only 23. But again, I tried to give the youth pass to Madeline last week, and you made the point that at her age, at 21, you were married with kids. I mean, I was starting a law practice at 23, so
I don't know. It just seemed
and I went like that. I went crazy.
Yeah, what he was describing was not someone who's just simply jealous. That's an issue.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Jealous.
That's
Excessive.
not trusting him is not going to change because you are there. You're literally there 24/7 if you have camera access to his house.
I would not be surprised if somewhere during this season, as we're watching this couple, she wants him to quit his job because he's around women.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all to see that be an issue.
And it's not only the trust on Chloe's side. They weren't exclusive at first, which makes sense. They live in two different countries. He wasn't even thinking this was going to be able to be anything serious. He didn't realize she was going to start stalking him in his home country. But they weren't exclusive. And she kind of explained how he brought somebody to Florida before they had that conversation. He said that he even looked at her phone while she was sleeping before they had that exclusive conversation. And that kind of catapulted them to finally talk about exclusivity. So they weren't exclusive, but they both think that the other person was cheating. Make it make sense?
Yeah, I think it's probably just something in the age group that falls with that. Outside of the realm of my understanding or yours, things just aren't the same way that they were when we were younger. You were either exclusive in a relationship or you weren't. There was no in between. There was none of this on a break or situationships or whatever they call them. That stuff didn't exist.
I wonder if they're kind of rewriting the past now that their relationship, Johny and Chloe, are, moving in together. She's coming over to the country of Aruba. If now they think back on it and it's different because of where they've ended up. Does that make sense?
Maybe.
Like, had they not ended up being close, then it would have just been a thing, a fling. But because it became something more, maybe they're questioning why it wasn't exclusive to start with, but
Okay, but it doesn't need to be questioned. Like, if you're not
Right.
exclusive, your brain knows that that person may or may not be seeing somebody else. And it
Right.
shouldn't matter once you become exclusive who they were seeing before you were exclusive. It's irrelevant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's good that you guys weren't exclusive off the jump because you got to get to know each other before you make that decision. And you're living in two totally separate countries. It's going to take some time. Chloe is going to miss her dog, Teddy. Teddy is 14 years old, and Michelle, Chloe's mom, points out, well, I'm older than he is, but Chloe's got some dog math that she can't do in her head
calculate.
because it's too early in the morning. She goes, he's 14. That's 7 years in dog years. I don't know. It's too early to do math. Oh my God, it's 98. 98. Like, easy. But
I was thinking
7 times 10 is 70. So that's 10 out of the 14. And then 7 times 4 is 28. So 70 plus 28 is 98. It's 98. I just sit in my head in like 2 seconds.
Teddy is older than her mom.
Yeah, because her mom's not 14.
And not times 7.
Times 7. Yeah. Do we get to multiply mom's age? That's trouble. Can't do that. Now, Michelle is going to go to Aruba right after Chloe goes there and just make sure kind of everything's okay. Again, I think this is because she's young and Michelle doesn't trust that Chloe's making a good decision. And Chloe wants nothing more than for Michelle to trust that she is making a good decision, which is why she's not telling her mom about what she says is the infidelity.
Yeah. Doesn't want her mom to judge their relationship or view him differently, which I think is pretty typical with kids that age. That doesn't surprise me.
View him differently, as in view him for what the truth is?
Well, I mean, I guess other than a pirate. I don't know. I mean,
to me, she's just putting her fingers in her ears and saying, I don't want to hear what you have to say. I probably am making a bad decision, but I don't want to tell you that.
But honestly, we just established that it really was irrelevant because they weren't in a relationship anyway.
I agree.
So
and maybe if she talked to her mom could talk some sense.
Her mom would have told her that. I can remember the first time one of my kids said they were on a break. And I said, you're broke up. And they're like, no, we're on a break. And I'm like, no, if you're not in the relationship, you're broke up. Exactly. This break thing that you're saying sounds like somebody trying to put you on a back burner while they explore somebody else. And then, oh, okay, the break's over. We can come back and get back together. So no, you're broke up.
Exhibit A, Ross and Rachel from Friends. That is what happens when you go on a break.
Yes.
Then one has the excuse that we were not together and things get muddy.
Yeah. That's exactly what I told my child.
Make it clean.
I said, do not ever do one of these breaks. You either break up or you're together.
Let me show you this show from the 90s.
Yes.
We got some learning to do, kids. What the heck is happening on Michelle's staircase? Did you notice this?
No. You always notice this stuff going on in the background that I usually do not catch.
Like in big stenciled letters on the fronts of the stairs, there is written, we keep our promises. We always forgive. We make mistakes. We hug often. We tell the truth. We always have fun. And above all, we love at the top. What's happening?
I don't understand. It sounds like something that should be around a kumbaya fire at a camp, like a girl, like 4-H camp or Girl Scout camp or something. I don't know.
Who is we? Her and Chloe? Is it her and Teddy now? Teddy, you better start telling the truth, buddy. Did you eat mommy's cookies? It was a cat.
Maybe over time, as they've had different life experiences and they take a quote that has something to do with the experience and then they stencil it so that they see it every day as a reminder. I don't know. That is just so weird.
No. They did all this at the same time. It was the same stencils with the same italics and some of the letters. They just got this idea, and it goes from the bottom step to the top step. Actually, not the top step. The very top step is blank. What does that mean? We love above all, but then above all, there's nothing. So there's nothing above all. I don't know.
Could it be,
I think I'm getting too deep into this.
Do you ever been
I'm thinking somebody got stencil happy. There was a sale at AC Moore, and that's not what it's called.
Maybe it's
Michael's.
like quote of the day for 30 days or something. I don't know, 15 days or for the last 15
Just
years.
get the dang toilet paper.
The Thanksgiving dinners I'm thankful for. I don't know.
It reminds me of my old house. There was something stenciled in it. And I can't remember what it was. I just covered it up as soon as possible and got a paintbrush out. It's time for Chloe to get out to the airport, and she hugs her mom, and her mom says, "You smell nice." And she said, "Thanks. I showered." That's total Lauren. That sounds like something I would say.
That's total you.
Like, you're welcome. I showered
Where's
today.
Mama C when we meet her?
Chloe says she's going to miss the snow. She's not talking about that frozen white shit that falls from the sky. Like, is she talking about cocaine? I don't see how you're going to miss snow that's coming from the sky.
Believe it or not, some people actually like it. I have a girlfriend that cannot wait for winter every year. She loves the snow, and she constantly makes fun of me whenever I talk about my summers. Call her Elsa.
I don't miss the snow. The snow, I've lived here for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's snowed twice.
And last year was one of them.
Last year was one of them, which was real fine. And I mean, we don't have like sleds or anything.
It was cute to look at until it melted.
It was. And it melted after a few days. I would prefer, I think, Aruba to snow.
Any day.
You used to live in Ohio. Don't you agree?
No. Yes. I do not miss the snow.
I'm not going to miss that. You'll be okay.
I don't miss. Okay, so the snow is not that bad. The cold is actually what I don't like. Like, if I could have the snow with warmer weather, it would be great.
And you still have to shovel it, and you still have to walk through it.
I got snow. We got the beach.
And you still have to take all your wet clothes off when you go in.
We just have a different kind of snow. We got the beach. We got the sand. That's our snow.
That's our snow.
That's my snow.
That's beach.
It's my snow.
That is nice. So, Chloe also, she is very structured. So she's really not sure about this decision to move there without a job and just kind of give everything up. As structured as she is, do you think this is like a desperation because she doesn't want to break up with Johny, but she doesn't trust him? So she knows that she's kind of got to give it all up for him.
Well, I mean, he's already said he's not going to leave Aruba. Mm-hmm. And my guess is I think I saw this. I can't remember for sure. But I don't think he thinks there's any point in long distance relationships. So it's either her come there or them not being in a relationship.
Well, not when she's sitting there stalking him on camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is not going to work out well. She is going to feel like she's sacrificing too much. She's not going there because she's going to be with the love of her life and everything's going to be happy. She's going there to see if it will work out. So she already is going to feel like she's giving up more than he's giving up.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
And it's going to start on unequal footing.
For sure.
I don't think this is going to be that
I don't think this is going to be one of them that works out very well.
I agree. Manon and Anthony. We start from last week where Manon is screaming at Sarah, who happens to be Anthony's twin sister.
Right.
We learn to get out of her house. Now, if I'm Sarah, I'm doing the same thing, except I'd have walked out and just ignored her when she started talking to me. Mm-hmm. Because Sarah says, okay, fine, bye. And as she starts to leave, Manon says, I love your brother and I've done everything from him. And it kind of stops Sarah. So she stops to listen. I wouldn't have stopped to listen. I'd have kept walking.
Yeah. I think that Sarah had valid concerns because 2 weeks ago, the things that she was saying to her, she's just like dumbfounded now. You guys are just moving to France. Like, how is that going to fix anything? I get it. But the dad kind of put a stop to all of it, you know.
You're my daughter. You're my daughter-in-law. Stop yelling at each other.
Yeah, time out.
That doesn't work on us. In my family, telling us to be quiet is like asking us to get wild. It's like, get rowdy. You told me what? Shut up, old man. I mean, Anthony also tells Sarah, like, I want you to spend some time with Ben before you leave because you're his aunt and we're about to move to France. Surprisingly, this seems like the first time they've had a falling out. So I just wonder if it's the stress of everything. Sarah says that they've never had a falling out like this before, her and Manon. So, and that's a lot to hear that your brother and your nephew are moving overseas after his wife was just talking about divorcing him. It's a intense situation.
Yeah, I would say that was a huge contributor to the argument if they didn't normally argue like that.
And Manon, she's in crisis mode.
She's a hot mess.
Says this isn't how she wanted it to happen. She's not cool with what Sarah did. I'm sorry. What did Sarah do? She brought up what you said. You don't like what you said, so you're mad at her? Or you thought talking to your husband's twin was going to grant you some sort of confidentiality? I'm sorry, the twin? Two of my best friends are twins. Like, one, you don't tell one something without knowing that the other is going to hear it.
Yeah.
You don't try to put anything between. There are no secrets between twins. They talk in their own language. My friends, like, they talk gibberish and I have no clue what they're saying, but they know exactly what they're saying. I think they even like telepathically communicate with each other. Like, they can look and know what the other one's thinking. They sent some big, like, you said that knowing it could get out to your brother. I'm sorry. Manon, when you talked to Sarah, you knew that would get back to Anthony.
She might as well just been telling Anthony right then and there.
She probably wanted Sarah to go and have a conversation about how he needed to straighten his shit out. And that's not how it worked out, was it, honey? No. I don't know how she was hurt by what Sarah said.
I thought that she felt like it was a confidence that shouldn't have been repeated, but she should have known better, honestly.
I promise you she thought that Sarah would go and talk to her brother and try to straighten him out. There is no way you are telling me that she went to this man's twin sister and thought it was a confidence. For real, for real.
Well, then I don't know why she's hurt. I mean, she either thought it was a confidence or her intentions was to have somebody else talk to him for her. Either way, it backfired.
And let's say it was a confidence. You get mad when she has feedback. Like, you just think she's your therapist and you get to complain to her and she just listens. Complain to her about her twin brother and she can't say anything back. Can't. Because she's sitting there, Manon saying, what does Sarah know? She's not our relationship. You have brought her into this, Manon. You're the one that invited her into this. What? I don't understand the expectation.
Yeah, I'm a little confused of what she thought.
I think she just expected Sarah to straighten out her brother and didn't work out like that. And now she's mad.
She's butthurt.
Let me look at Manon is very conflicted about this move, though. In one breath, she's saying how happy she is to be moving. You see her with Ben. She's so excited to be spending time with him. And then in the next breath, she's freaking out because she swore she would never leave LA. She came here 10 years ago. She couldn't even speak English. And she said, I'm never leaving LA. And now she's moving. She says, I feel like a failure. But then on the other hand, she doesn't feel like a failure because family is more important than money. But then on the other hand, she doesn't have a house. She probably should have gotten that straightened out in her head before they made this decision. She's still uncertain.
I'm just I'm not really liking Anthony the more I watch some of the things that he says.
Agreed.
And I'm kind of wondering if she still has her own dreams and aspirations and goals, but he keeps talking to her almost like a brainwashing or a gaslighting type effect to make her think that she wants something else When in reality, I think that's why she looks so conflicted and confused. I think that he's very manipulative in the way that he says things to her.
My spidey senses went off last week when he was saying that something about her priorities not being where they should be. They just have a different idea of comfort. And he's happy if they have the necessities, but he can't make that decision for her. And I feel like the truth came out this week because they're in the car. They're driving away to France to go to the airport. And Anthony is saying he feels like a solo parent. This is about him not wanting to be a stay-at-home dad, which is wild because he needs to learn French before he's even going to be working in France. But this is about him seeing how hard it is to be a parent that stays at home and giving her a guilt trip.
Right. But do you know what I was thinking when I watched that section? You know, he was talking about the whole solo parent thing, and I get what you're saying. But at the same time, she's the solo provider. So he's not having any understanding for what she's doing to provide them for the things that they have. And she gets home and, you know, and I'm sure the bath time had been thrown in her face many times, or she wouldn't have brought up the fact that she was so proud that, you know, I've got the bath time down. And he's like, well, that's just bath time. Like, he's so diminished it.
Dude, Rob does bath time. Like, my husband.
So diminished it, though.
I am the entrepreneur in our family. I am the provider. I don't question how hard what Rob does is, and he doesn't complain about it. He doesn't guilt me for it. He's super supportive. He is cleaning up. He's giving him a bath. He's putting him to bed when I'm up late making podcasts now. And I don't get any sort of guilt for it. And I completely appreciate what he's doing. That's hard. That is hard work. I agree. This guy is guilting her, making her feel like she's a bad mom for wanting a career, a house, but even like a career. And I feel very happy and satisfied. I love having my son. I feel like if I gave up the things that I've worked for that have defined me for so long, that would be really tough.
Yeah. Well, I just thought, I just thought, you know what, if you want someone to help with the parenting, then she needs help with the providing, you know?
And how is he going to help with the providing when he doesn't speak French? This is asinine. Like, we're going to go over there so you don't have to work, but I can't work?
Yeah. It's a very bizarre situation.
Which is why I think Manon keeps saying, we don't have that much money. Now, my God, Dee, when they were talking about how they had spent $30,000 paying off medical debt and credit card debt, you know what I was doing. I was beating my head against this desk like, why didn't you fuckers go talk to a bankruptcy attorney?
Yeah.
Like, even without, are they going to do anything? Are your American creditors going to do shit when you're over in France? What are the rules for collection? Like,
yeah.
They want to make a smart financial decision. Well, look, if you've got a bunch of medical debt, it's probably because you're like many people out there that weren't born into a privileged place where your family can take care of the high cost of insurance, the high cost of medical things. And when you fall on hard times, you don't have a trust fund to fall back on. You're having to borrow money from banks who are going to charge you 4 or 5 times what you actually borrow. And you're doing it thinking my situation will change. I will get back in a position where I can pay this. We've just come on hard times. Like, she maybe had to do maternity leave. And if she's self-employed, you don't have maternity leave. You pay to go on maternity leave. I just wish they would have had that conversation. especially before they sold the house, I'm pretty sure California would have protected the equity in their home. They didn't have much. And I know California's exemptions on equity in your homestead are much higher than we even have here in South Carolina. Because sometimes we have to claim the California exemptions. When we're in bankruptcy and we're claiming the laws that protect property, it's based on an analysis you do to determine what laws you claim. And that's meant to prevent people from just moving to a different state and then filing bankruptcy because they have better laws. So there's this look back period. And then you look at the state and you look at the rules. And with California, if you fit within that analysis, you have to claim California exemptions. And there's 2 sets in California. So we've dealt with California exemptions before, and they're good for a homestead. Anyway, the $70,000 that they had was not a lot. Now we are taking half of that out and paying back probably just a lot of interest on what they borrowed. What is Anthony thinking? Like, why is this a better idea? You don't have a job. You can't get a job. You don't want her to work. You want her to help with the parenting.
Yeah.
And when she's saying, I have to work, you're guilting her because you have to parent and you've now put yourself in a position where you can't work.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we're not going to see maybe something come out later in the season, something underlying that we don't know about that would motivate him to do this. Because right now, I don't really see the motivation for moving to France. It's making no sense.
Unless it was to get a TV show called The Other Way and make a few $1,000. But this guy just does not seem supportive.
Yeah, I'm liking him less. I didn't like him last week. There was like one thing he said at the table. I can't even remember what it was. The look on his face, the expression, the tone he used. I was like, that's it. This guy does not like for anybody to disagree with him.
What is up with his hair?
I don't know.
It's like he has the worst hat hair.
Maybe it's
looks
the cut.
It looks like he took a balloon and rubbed it all over his head and the static electricity is just going out of control. It is shockingly bad.
It just looks like a toddler cut their own hair to me and then tried to style it. Sorry.
I don't even know if there's an attempt to style. It's not good.
Well, maybe Elmer's glue. Maybe he took some Elmer's glue and tried to, like pat it around or something. I don't know. I don't have a lot of room to talk. All I ever do is throw mine in a ponytail, but still.
It don't look like a toddler cut it, Dee. Anthony and his sister Sarah and Manon, they do leave on a good note. But things turn sour in the car on the way to the airport because Anthony hears Manon saying, I've got to work. And he's saying, I hope things will be different. You're getting a new country, dude. You're not getting a new wife. You're not getting a free, like, it's not making sense, Anthony. Like, if you don't want her to work, then you need to get a job. If you need to get a job, then you need to speak French. Maybe you should have learned French before you guys moved to France so you could just up and start working as soon as you get the proper paperwork. Or maybe just stay in the U.S. and you go find a job.
That's what I think he should have done. That would have been the smart thing to do if he has such an issue with her being the one working and not home enough.
I almost wonder if he wants to break her down more because she did not want to go back to France. She
maybe
said she never wanted that.
She seems to have a lot of traumatic memories of France. And maybe she doesn't need him enough. Maybe she's too independent. Maybe she's too strong in the United States. And if he takes her back to France where she has all this traumatic stuff, she'll be more emotionally dependent on him and need him to make her feel better or something. I don't know. Who knows what goes through people's head? But what he's doing makes absolutely no sense. I mean, we could analyze. We could try to analyze it all day long.
I'm just speechless. It's like he wants to break her down, like, because that's all that's doing is making her feel like a failure, making her feel like her wanting to be self-sufficient and have a house for their family without having to rely on her parents is a bad thing because she's putting that above her family. Like, No, she's putting her family first by making sure everything's okay. If her parents aren't around, what are you going to do, Anthony?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm wondering what you're going to do now.
I mean,
It's not clear.
I just don't know what the benefit is to anybody but him if she is made to feel the way that he's making her feel. He's the only one that benefits from it.
Last week, I was skeptical of both of them. I didn't like that she was saying, oh, I have all of these needs for like luxury items.
She made it very superficial sounding last week.
It sounded that way, but now I wonder if she is overcompensating.
Mm-hmm.
Because instead of just saying, look, I just need a house, that's not enough. So maybe she feels like if she says she needs everything, then she can find a way to negotiate having the necessities and working. It's like he wants the necessities, but he wants them to come from her parents.
I don't know what the guy's thinking. I'm
I don't
confused.
know. I agree with Sarah. Sarah is the one that's right here. They shouldn't have left.
Yeah, I think she's absolutely right. France is just going to be a Band-Aid for whatever their issues are.
And maybe it wasn't to hurt Manoah. Maybe it was to protect her from Anthony.
Yeah. Well, or to try and get,
she knows.
Yeah, or to try and get them to stay here in the United States. Yeah.
I mean, she may have seen that that's in the best interest of Manoah.
They might be worried about her, worried about the baby, and just want to keep them close.
I'm worried about him.
I am. It's something.
So, yeah, this week I got to come back off Manoah a little bit. I'm in her court on this. I don't know what's going on, but my best guess is that he's wrong.
Yeah. I will second that. I think he's wrong too.
Now, speaking of first impressions, Madeline and Luke, last week I said, I liked Madeline. I think she's just young. And I thought Luke was love bombing her. And you said Madeline was a brat.
Yes. I still call her brat, even though her name is
Madeline.
I'm
still firmly in the corner that I was in last week.
I don't think I like either one of them, honestly. So I'm not going to say a whole lot. I have to say, I feel a little bit better about her this episode. She seems to be very driven to be successful and independent and doing things on her own, which I never thought she was.
Her.
I did not think she was a gold digger. That was not what I said. I said she's a spoiled brat. The way she says things and the things that she says.
I didn't say you said she was a gold digger.
I know, but they did on the show. So I never said that I thought she was a gold digger or anything like that. She's just very bratty in the way that she portrays herself.
This girl came from having a single mother who had to work all the time. So she basically had to raise herself and her little brother. She started running away when she was 12 and her mom was 16 when she had her. And then she made a life for herself. She started out promoting parties and then she kicked off this beauty business, which it sounds like Luke invested in this. And this is the only one of Luke's businesses that actually has been profitable.
Go figure.
But he's moving to Colombia in a week and they're getting married in 2 weeks. And she's looking for apartments that she wants to buy and invest with her own money. And when her friend says, look, if the guy wasn't buying my apartment, I would kiss his butt goodbye. She's like, no, we are not getting Luke involved in a business. Luke is a bad businessman. Thank you. That's what I said last week.
Yep.
This guy
he's terrible at investments.
Got an MBA. But what kind of business plan is this? Yeah, but she's like, he's terrible at business. I can't stand when his friends call me a gold digger because a gold digger, that's like being a sugar baby. And her friend goes, what sugar? You're the sugar. I was laughing so hard. What sugar? She is the one that's got her stuff together. Like Luke, we knew he didn't have his stuff together, but we didn't realize how smart Madeline is.
Yeah.
She is not going to let his downward spiral, which she sees. She's like, this is a bad financial decision.
Does not want financial connections with him at all.
She's not
anything.
going down with them. She wants to buy this apartment, which is very cute. She wants to make it into a tourist place where they can rent it out to tourists, which seems like maybe a faster way to profit than this huge
Mm-hmm.
hotel that Luke is racking up debt left and right to
That's
try to get
2
off the
hours.
ground.
That's the one that's 2 hours out in the middle of nowhere.
Right. And this one's in Medellin. She's street smart. She had to learn from a very early age that she has to rely on herself. And I think that's a great survival skill, especially if she's getting involved with Luke, which Luke's stock has tanked for me
Oh,
when we find out that he didn't feel like he was getting enough attention. This man baby of 32 did not feel like Madeline was giving him enough attention. You know, she's working, she's running a business, she's supporting herself. He's not getting enough attention. So he starts talking to another woman in Colombia and having her call him her spouse because he didn't get enough attention. Cry me a river.
that's like what is it when they hire prostitutes and they want the girlfriend experience? Like what's this guy doing?
I don't think it was like hiring a prostitute. I think he was just playing the field with two women.
No, I mean the whole husband thing. You know, they say there's this, you know, like I've seen it on Big Bang, the girlfriend experience. And I'm like, so is he trying to get like a husband-wife experience with somebody not her? I mean, it just bizarre.
He is a big baby that needs attention.
So weird.
He is 32 and he needs attention. And this is where I have to stick by Madeline is just young. This is her first love. She gets butterflies with him. She is making this decision based on just love, but not, does this make sense for us? Are we wanting the same things? Is he proving to me that we want the same things? Are we a good partnership? Because love isn't everything.
Okay, well then maybe she should be a little bit smarter about when she gets married, and instead of 2 weeks after he gets there, let's try a few months or a year or something like that before you decide to get married.
I agree, but this is young. This is marriage will fix everything. I mean, look at Manon and Anthony thinking moving to France will fix everything. It's not how it works. But I already had red flags on Luke when he was getting a tattoo after 3 months. And then to find out she's not giving him the attention he wants, even though they're having this long distance relationship. So
yeah, I don't know what you expect when someone's in another country, for crying out loud. How much attention can you get from that person?
I mean, maybe he wants her to set up cameras at his house and watch him. It's very needy. Now, it just gets worse. Luke is such a man-child. He's American, D. He has to have a stripper at a bachelor party. I'm sorry. We start with Luke saying he's going out for some drinks with his friends, and Madeline told him not to have a bachelor party without her. And it starts with him going in and going, no, like these decorations, this is too much. And his friends saying, it's just, we're just going to have a few beers.
Well,
so
yeah,
him going from, I'm not supposed to have a bachelor party at all, to him drunk with a stripper at the house, giving him a lap dance.
Yeah. I think he said it was a going away party, but it clearly was a bachelor party when you walk in and there's blow up dolls and
a ball that says one vagina forever.
Yeah. I mean, it was clear from the time he walked in, this is a bachelor party. This is not a going away party.
He's 32. Like, look, when I got married, my husband and I, we didn't have a bachelor or bachelorette party. For God's sake, we were 34 and 40, and we were just like, we're finally getting married. We've been not married our whole lives.
Yeah, we didn't.
For that crap anyway.
We didn't do that stuff either.
Like, we were just like, all right, like, let's finally get our lives started.
Right.
We've known each other for 10 years, but my husband didn't feel a need to, I mean, we were just like ready to settle down. That's why we were getting married. And I know plenty of guys, like a lot of my friends got married in their 30s and 40s, and none of them had strippers. They were like,
Yeah.
okay, we're just happy to have found somebody to spend our life with because dang, we're old and we didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's a very stereotypical thing to hear people say that, but I don't think it's as popular now as it used to be, maybe. I don't
Would I
know.
have cared? No. But we're just like too old and tired and it just didn't even matter.
Well,
and if she cares, like, and you've cheated on her,
right.
maybe have some empathy and realize you've betrayed her trust. And now you're doing something which you're on camera saying she can't find out about this because she will leave me. So where does that leave you, Luke?
Yeah,
She cannot find out that what just happened. So are you going to keep it a secret from her? Because that's really your only option at this point to keep her from dumping you.
Yeah, this wasn't a typical, what I would call a typical strip. I would think that it would just be like her coming in and dancing or whatever. She's like all over him. She is on top of him. She is lap dancing. And I mean, it's crazy.
Well, she's lap dancing. It could be worse.
Yeah.
One of my ex-boyfriends, his sister was getting married, and he was talking about getting his soon-to-be brother-in-law a blowjob because his sister had only been the only person that his almost new brother-in-law had been with. And I'm sitting here questioning. I'm like, you can't, no. Like, ew, no.
Mm-mm.
Don't. That's about to be your brother-in-law.
No.
Well, they didn't do that. But what they did do was they hired their sex workers to come over and play with toys in front of all the guys there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He dumped me on Rob's birthday. It was only after like 3 months. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I went to go celebrate Rob's birthday with him and our friends. And that's my husband now. And I came back, and on my way back, that boyfriend called me up. He's like, yeah, it's just not working out. And I called Rob crying. I was like, oh, I just got dumped on your birthday. I don't want to ruin your birthday. He was all excited. He was dating this girl. I was like, don't move too fast. But anyway, it all worked out. C'est la vie. Oh, God, sidetrack, ADHD. Back to this. So yeah, it could have been worse. It could. I mean, I don't think there was, whatever. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but she
didn't want it.
Didn't want it. She doesn't trust you. You are wanting to spend your life with this person. You already screwed up by having some other lady in Colombia call you spouse. And now you're doing something that totally isn't going to help re-earn her trust. And maybe it's because she keeps taking him back. Her friend, when they're looking at apartments, says, you keep giving him a chance and a chance and a chance. Why are you going to marry this dog, this perro?
Yeah, she kept calling him a dog.
Dogs are cute. That's
mean.
Offensive to dogs. Speaking of dogs, we were trying to get your dog to stop barking earlier today, and we turned on this sound that only dogs are supposed to hear. But me and Dee, we're bitches. We both heard that noise. We're like, we can't play this during the podcast.
We're definitely bitches. We can hear it. Like, I turned it all the way down and can still hear it. Damn.
No, it's fine. I love dogs. Speaking of loving dogs, I love dogs as much as Greta loves cats. And when we started being introduced to Greta and Hazel, I just wrote Greta and cat ?
I wrote, is she marrying Hazel? Like, I thought maybe this is going to be like this new twist on the other way. Like, there's not going to be another human. It's going to be Greta and the Hazel.
The other way isn't like the other country. We're going to marry a cat.
Yeah.
But before we move on, I know I'm getting really excited about Greta and the cat because I love Greta, and we will get to Greta. We got to talk about Brian. We have to talk about Luke's friend, Brian. He is the only friend, seemingly, that has met Madeline. He's not feeling it.
He doesn't like her.
Why
she
is
tried
that?
to break. Well, she tried to break him and his girlfriend up.
No. She is blaming Madeline for his divorce. His ex-wife.
Oh, they actually got divorced because of what she said.
His ex-wife.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Yes.
I knew she had said some trash about him and had gotten him in the doghouse, but I didn't realize it was an actual divorce.
Oh, no. She is at fault. Madeline is the reason that Brian got divorced. That's all I needed to hear. The rest of it is just garbage coming out of this man's mouth. I'm going to tell you right now, Madeline is not the reason that he got divorced.
He is.
There ain't no way. First of all, he says that he said something about Madeline, and then she said that he was cheating on his wife. We never hear what Madeline actually said about him. What we hear is that he was living in Colombia. He told Luke that Madeline had a guy stay at her house, and she slept up there without her top on. Which, first of all, were you at the house, Brian? Or is this hearsay? Did you hear that she had a party and a guy crashed, and then you heard or made up that she was topless? You didn't see this with your own eyes. And Madeline, I believe her. She says, I had a party. The dude got drunk. Yeah, he crashed, but I wasn't naked. Luke believes her too. And we learn nothing about how Madeline apparently what she did to lie and cause his divorce. It just, as soon as he started blaming someone else for his divorce, I was like, nah, no way. Like, if somebody said my husband was cheating on me, I wouldn't believe it because I know him. Like, I've known him for a long time. I wouldn't believe it. Maybe I'm naive. I trust him though. He was my best friend before I ever dated him. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know what to think, honestly. I'm one of those people that even if I do know something, one time in my life, I told the person when I knew, and it came back to bite me in the butt, and everybody was mad at me. And I decided after that, I don't care what I know about somebody else, I'm not telling.
But do you think when we look down, if we really got the facts, that we're going to find out Brian got divorced because of Madeline?
Probably not, but I hope we get a little more details about it throughout the season, because I would like to know exactly what happened. I mean, that's a pretty big statement to blame on somebody, and we didn't really get any details.
The only details we got were that he was the one trying to stir the shit up.
For sure.
With hearsay.
I like I said, it never works out well. You just, no matter what you know.
I don't trust Luke. I don't trust these guys. For them to call her a gold digger when she's the one. No, like, I'm just so glad that Madeline is not leaving Colombia, that she's not going to give up her friends and her family in this life that she has worked so hard for. Like, she feels like she has survived, and she's very smart. I think financially she's making great decisions. She sees the writing on the wall. She's seeing right through Luke.
Well, she's not, or she wouldn't be getting married, but she's aware that she needs to be cautious, I think.
That's where the youth comes in. I think she knows she shouldn't be getting married, but she loves him, and she feels like love will conquer all. Marriage will fix everything, which
she can change him.
And you can't change people.
You can fix him. She's still at that age.
She's still at that age. She's 21. She's still at that age. He's not going to be any different to the next person than he's been with her. All right. So your dogs are, look at that in the background. If you're on YouTube, you can see Dee's dog Drake, who is the cutest little pitty pie head. He's so handsome. He's so handsome. They're ready to talk about Greta and her cats. So finally, we have Greta and Cat. I cried a lot during this segment.
You gotta be kidding me.
I did.
Every time you say that you cry through stuff and I don't, I'm like, I am just dead inside. Like, I have to be the coldest, hardest bitch ever was.
It was a rough segment. I mean, it started out very light and cheerful. We've got Greta and Hazel, who's her 11-year-old cat. And it's the cat version of her. They both get hangry. They're both Aries. Don't laugh. Lily was a Scorpio and I am a Pisces. So Lily is my dead dog. We were soulmates. We were soulmate signs. Don't laugh. Don't act like you don't know your dog's astrological sign.
I don't know. I have mutts. I don't even know their birthdays, let alone their astrological signs. Okay, Bella. Bella is the only one that we actually know when she was born. The rest of them, we have no clue. They're just guesses based on their teeth.
You know what? That doesn't stop Teddy and Lola from being Aries since their birthday. Oh, no. Actually, they're on the cusp. They're April 20th, same day as you.
Okay, that's a Taurus. That's
Because
not
that's when
on
we
the
found
cusp.
them
Yeah,
on April. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not on the
See,
cusp.
I know that they're on the cusp of Aries
It's
and
not
Taurus.
a cusp. It's the first day of Taurus.
It's within 5 days. Within 5 days of that first day is a cusp.
Okay.
Anyway.
They're a Taurus. We don't need to add cusp. We don't need to put all of these additional words
Trust
into
me.
it.
That diarrhea Lola had at the beach was fiery. Oh my God. We went to the beach last weekend and the dogs, they had some fried chicken on the beach. They had some of Jake's Lunchable. We go back and some of his friends for school are with us. And underneath the top deck, there's like a patio that looks out onto the salt marsh. And there's fans and swings and chairs. So we go out down there with the kids to relax. Now, Rob lets the dogs out on the back porch. And I'm like, is someone dumping out the cooler? This liquid just starts falling from the sky. And I look closer and it's brown. I'm like, oh my God, it's throw up. No. It was Lola diarrhea. So everybody goes inside. I clean it all up, clean the decks up, the poop decks. And then we all go back downstairs. I've soaped them off. I've rinsed it off. I've cleaned it all up. We go downstairs and the kids are on a swing. And all of a sudden, liquid starts falling. I just grab the swing and hold it. I'm like, all right, let's go back up. Teddy has now peed on us. He turned into R. Kelly.
So you had flying shit?
Yeah, it got on one of the little girl's dresses.
You know that class, the parents are going to talk about you for a very long time.
It's okay because they're not in his class this year. This is his PK3 friends.
Everybody's
very close.
It's like everybody has a shit story. This is like yours.
Well, it's fine. Like, we texted. I was like, yeah, it was fun, even though it was a shitty afternoon. We were just like, oh my gosh, not again. But they ate a little bit too much sand at the beach. Somehow, Teddy kept licking sand off his nose. I kept wiping his little nose off. But all right, how do we get there? They're both Aries. Well, yes, I know my dog's astrological signs. They are passionate, independent, chaotic, emotional, and quirky. Well, maybe not the cat. Maybe just her and me. I'm quirky.
Never quirky. I would not call you quirky.
I love Greta. Greta's a nonconformist and she graduated from law school 3 months ago and she's already passed the bar exam, which was wild to me. When I graduated from law school, it would have been in May. The bar exam was in July. So May, June, July, 2 months. We didn't get our results back though until October.
Oh, wow.
The end of October. But this is a long time ago. And it was a 3-day handwritten exam, which now our state does like the Maltese state, and they do it on a computer. This is when they were trying to keep people from coming into South Carolina. They were like, we're going to do it different. We're going to do it handwritten. It's going to be 3 days instead of 2 days. So I was like, wow, after 3 months, she already knows she passed. She wants to work in animal law because she's like me. She loves animals and she feels like animals are kinder than people. And this is where I start crying, is when we hear about her childhood. Her mom died when she was 5. Her stepmom acted like it was a pain for her to even be around. So she had to kind of go inward and act like she didn't exist to make the stepmom happy. And the only people that she felt like accepted her were animals. You didn't cry?
Like I said,
I was blubbering.
I think I'm a cold-hearted bitch. We already know I can hear the sound.
So she met Matthew from Britain on vegan Tinder.
I did laugh at that. Like, what the hell is a vegan Tinder?
I would think it was a lesbian website. You don't have any meat, but
no sausage, no pepperoni.
Apparently the only meat she's going to be eating is Matthew.
Where's the beef? Sorry.
Give me that sausage. I bet she doesn't call it a sausage. She's probably like, give me that tofu.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
Now, Matthew, he's a self-described nerd. he is putting together a replica of the Titanic. He said he's really good and has a knack for building tiny things. There's a joke in there somewhere about a tiny penis. I'm missing it. He's really good with those tweezers.
Small magnifying glasses, putting things together in a bottle.
He describes their relationship like a spicy pasta. He's the stable base and she's the chili, and it's just how he likes it. That sounds delicious. I put hot sauce on my lasagna. I love spicy. Probably why my stomach gets all torn up from Manjaro. I slept like all day yesterday, and then I was like, I probably need to eat differently. My blood sugars have been amazing. I'm type 1 diabetic. It's like perfectly amazing blood sugars when I take this, but I've been feeling nauseous. So finally, after like almost a year of taking it, I look and it's like, don't eat spicy food. Don't eat sweet foods. I'm like, oh, dang, I just can't do that. So changed up my eating today and I'm feeling so much better. But anyway, spicy pasta sounds delicious.
Maybe you should read instructions before you do things. Lauren.
Yeah, no, you just figure it out as you go 7 months later.
Okay.
Explosive diarrhea later. Anyway, I swear it wasn't me. I digress. What really attracted Greta to Matthew is that he wasn't an unemployed hippie. Because that's a lot of what she was seeing on vegan Tinder.
I was going to say maybe he reminded her of a cat. Sorry.
Also,
I had to throw it out there. I honestly, yeah. When she's
is he furry?
Okay, so is vegan associated then with hippies and unemployment? Because I was a little confused.
So. I think it's
because it was all in this
patchouli.
Yeah, because it was all in the same sentence when she was talking about the vegan dating app.
Well,
like
it just
Tinder.
happened that most of them were not financial advisors. So already 2 checks in my box for Matthew. He's a nerd and he's a financial advisor. Check, check. She's a lawyer. Check. And she loves animals. This couple could work. I wrote that down.
I think that they're both eccentric enough that it's a good match.
I wrote down, I believe in them.
Yeah.
I believe in them. Now, he made an index card full of questions when they were first dating. She was over in Oxford and she was studying and she asked him out, which was very bold. And he shows up with an index card of questions. I wrote, what in the Chantel is going on?
I was getting ready to say it made me think of Chantel with her cards.
When she went on that date with, was it Porn
Yes.
Stash?
Yes.
And she was like, I got questions. What in the Chantel is happening? But it worked. Whatever it was, it worked.
Do you reckon where do you see yourself in 5 years was one of them?
Do you like cats? Check. Oh, we both do. That's great. They're very cute together. They're a very cute couple, Matthew and Greta.
They are.
And after 1.5 years, on one of her trips over, Matthew proposed. And she said, I don't know if you're joking. So I guess he has a sense of humor. And she thought maybe he was playing a prank on her. That would be a weird prank.
Well, he's the only human connection that she's ever had. So
besides the kitty cats.
The kitty cats
humans,
are not
right?
humans.
Yes, they are. They're humans. See, Drake. Drake is over there getting you kisses.
He hears
She's like,
me. He's like,
Dee's dog is giving her kisses. Is your mommy human? Is you human?
He's like, it's time, Mom. Get off of there.
Drake's like, I am human. You know I am. He's so
He
handsome.
is.
So she says that on their first date, they were in the hotel and they were arguing economics and she knew he was the one. I mean,
that was funny.
I would guess this would be my turn on his.
They probably are going to be the only couple out of all of these that make it this season.
The hardest part, though, is she is leaving her 11-year-old cat behind.
I just couldn't do it.
I cried. You didn't cry at that part?
I didn't cry. I'm a dog person, first of all. But no, I
too,
didn't cry
but-
because I'm like, you idiot. Why are you leaving your cat?
Because they're moving in with his parents until they both figure things out, find a place to live. And
Okay, so this is what gets me with all of these. Like, nobody knows what they're going to do. They don't have anything figured out, but they're going to move plumb across the world into a different country. I mean, it's asinine.
But she has to get there before she can start a life there. Now, she does have a job volunteering, but the requirements are going to be different in the UK for practicing law than in the US. I mean, a big part of law school here is learning about our Constitution and how our court systems work, our procedures, our laws. Now, she says it's going to be very expensive for her to take a study, like an exam, and get licensed there. But I do have to say, America is very unique in that we require attorneys to have Juris Doctors, whereas the vast majority of the world only requires a 4-year degree. So in Britain, to be a solicitor or a barrister, she wouldn't need the doctorate even. She would only have to have that 4-year undergrad. She has 7 years of schooling at this point and has passed the bar. It's a higher standard in America. So I think she will be able to transition into that, but it will be a lot of learning because our laws are based on the way our government works. She has a lot to learn. Not that I don't think she won't be able to get there. I think she very much will be capable. I think there's going to be similar ideas that you can kind of apply across.
Right.
So I think she's going to be just fine. I hate that she has to leave Hazel behind. She's doing a photo shoot, which I'm not even going to pretend that I haven't done photo shoots with my dogs. My mom has a picture of me when I was 16 holding my dog Lucky for a portrait.
I've never done a photo shoot with my animals. My parents have, but I have not.
Bella is looking at you right now and judging you from your bed.
Yeah. Well, she's not my dog. She's my son's dog.
Yeah, right. And she's sitting there saying, I'm beautiful. I need a photo shoot.
She is beautiful. Look at her.
She is
She's the smartest one of all of them here.
Don't you say that about Drake. Oh, here comes Drake. Drake doesn't like that. Drake, I think you're the smartest and the prettiest.
He just keeps nudging me under the desk.
They decided that they should go to the UK because he has a very good job there as a financial advisor. Now she's getting ready to leave and she's having a going away party with her friends, which is just as wild as Luke's going away party with his friends. They are going to be drinking tea and making bracelets.
They like to crochet, knit, drink tea.
Now, you know what?
The grandma club.
That was not tea. That was not tea. And those were gin martinis, which also nice. Hats off. But
AKA tea.
Yeah, that was not tea. That was martinis. And they were in some really beautiful, like vintage martini glasses. Yeah. So grandma club, but they called it the wives club because apparently they all started finding
getting
people
engaged around the same
time.
Yeah. But I thought grandma was more appropriate too. I was just waiting on her to say they played bingo as well.
I'm not hating. I want to hang out with Greta. Greta's my girl.
I'm
a dog person.
Look, I am not hating. I was playing bingo in my 20s. I was making quilts in my 20s. I loved it. My mother-in-law did them, and I was just fascinated. So I had her start teaching me how to do them. So yes, I'm not hating. I actually am just laughing because I did this
club.
I'm in the grandma club. Well, now that I am a grandma, I don't do that stuff anymore because I don't have time. I'm working, but
I've got my shows to watch, kids.
I know, that's right. I wasn't doing soap operas and stuff back then like everybody else. I was doing quilts and playing bingo. Yeah.
So
I miss bingo.
They're going to be living with Matthew's parents, and they're going to be sharing 1.5 bathrooms, which the one bathroom has a shower, no bathtub. So they are all sharing one shower. That's a lot. That's a commitment. She doesn't know them.
No.
I don't even know if she's pooped in front of Matthew.
She's been over there before. Surely she's met them at least.
They've spent at most 5 weeks together.
Yeah, one time. But surely she's met his parents in one of those 5-week visits.
Meet the parents and showering in front of them.
Well, I'm
not in
sure
front
they're
of
not
them,
all
not in front of
standing
them,
in the
but
bathroom
right.
watching her shower for crying out loud,
During a
Lauren.
shower, though, knowing that you're going to go to the bathroom and they're going to follow you after to go use the bathroom.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be that big a deal for you since you don't take showers very often. So,
No, I could do it. I could swing it.
yeah.
Now also because of the way she grew up with her stepmom not accepting her, you see the trauma. She is questioning whether her fiance is really going to accept her once she's living with him. She already has felt that rejection. She's worried that once this family gets to know her, it's going to be the same thing as what happened with her stepmom.
Oh,
It's
bless
sad.
her heart. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
you
sad.
didn't cry. I cried.
No,
I
I
cried a
didn't
lot.
cry.
And she has anxiety. She's a panicker, which probably doesn't help these questions she has. And then Greta tells her friend that she has a fairy tale image of love. And I'm going, no. Fortunately, her friends try to give her some realistic point of view on this. They're like, look, sometimes you're really excited, and sometimes you're like, just go clean the fucking house. You've got this honeymoon period. That's what you're used to, but it's not always going to be like that.
Right.
That's not realistic. So
Yeah,
I'm glad
that's
her
good
friend
advice.
talked to her. Yeah. And
Yeah, it
hopefully
was good advice.
she hears it. I don't know. It doesn't sound like she had a great home life. So I don't really know what examples she had growing up, but I just hope this family embraces her. I hope they get a house soon, and I hope Hazel can come right over to the UK and eat some
I
crumpets
do
with
hope
the
that Hazel
king.
I do hope Hazel can make it over there soon. I can't
I do
imagine
too.
being separated from my animals.
I know that. And you didn't even cry. I was a
What can I
blubbering mess.
say?
Nothing.
I'm
Nothing, Dee.
I'm just
You're soulless.
I
I'm just
am.
kidding.
What's wrong with me, Lauren?
My mom and the authorities are still trying to figure that one out. Anyway, all right, sorry. Quitting Biodome. That's it. That is this week's episode of 90 Day the Other Way. Just as good as last week. We've got another couple or throuple that I'm absolutely in love with, Hazel, Greta, and Matthew. That's a good week. And these people got a lot of stuff to figure out.
This is a shit show for sure. There is so much stuff that just is questionable, makes no sense. It's going to be a fun season to watch.
It will be. I'm loving Johny and Sumit, and
they're my favorite. I think they're going to give us the most entertainment too.
It's the most entertainment with the least amount of drama and sadness. I think it's very just fun and lighthearted, and I don't think they have problems. I think this is really producer driven. I'm hoping that Sumit has more of this business planned out than what the edit is trying to portray, because
let's hope so.
It would just be asinine if that's really what's happening. This is a remote reality. I don't think that's what's really happening here. So, all right. Well, we will see you. I'll see you on Thursday with Big Brother Live Eviction. Oh man, I know what happened with the power veto. It's going to be good. I won't spoil it here. All the spoilers we have up to the time we put on Sunday, but we'll talk about the other stuff on Thursday. So yeah, and we will be back next Sunday with more Big Brother spoilers, and next Monday with 90 Day the Other Way. Also, did you see the Sister Wives preview during the commercials? I'm so excited.
No, I skipped through the commercials, but I'm getting excited for Sister Wives. It's almost here.
It's almost here. I'm so ready for this. So excited. All right, Channel Surfers, well, make sure you like and subscribe. That's the best way you can support us right now and everything that we're doing with the podcast. We're having so much fun. We're having a blast. I think we're on like month 5 of this now.
I think we started around April. Or you started around April. And then
Yeah.
Liz bailed a few times, and you had me start doing most of them with you until your mom. Thank God your mom helped.
Dragging you back in, D.
I know. It's not really, being on video is really not my favorite thing, but I do have fun, talking about these shows and watching them.
They are good. We're picking some
Yeah.
good ones. And Sister Wives,
Yeah.
we're going to have so much to say. We've been watching it forever.
I mean, we would sit and talk about these things after watching them before the podcast anyway, and talk, we'd spend 20 or 30 minutes talking about the shows. So at least now we
why
have
not
a
just
platform.
talk to everybody. Talk to the channel surfers.
Let everybody
right,
hear what we think, whether they want to or not.
Well, I want to know what the channel surfers are thinking. Come on over to the Facebook page. Let us know what you're thinking about these couples on 90 Day the Other Way. I definitely want to hear some other opinions. My friend Joy was
always
texting.
fun.
And
yeah, I always enjoy reading the comments.
She was telling me her opinions. She's like, but don't say anything back because I haven't finished watching it yet. I'll listen to your podcast when I'm done.
Well, she needs to go and make comments too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told her that she should come on. We can probably get her on.
Yeah, let's put her in.
On Sister Wives, she does like Robin. So,
ooh, oh my gosh.
I think we would have
probably
end
up fighting with her.
Let's do it. Just kidding.
Yeah, let's have her on there so that we can talk shit to her.
Don't listen to D. We will respectfully listen to your side of the argument.
We will be nice. I will not be a bitch that day.
I don't believe you. All right, channel surfers. Well, we will see you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Let's ride.